Morning, you too. It's a lovely Monday morning here in South Florida. Want to check in with you guys this week. Let you know how it's going. This week, I'm not booked out that far this week. I only have jobs up until Wednesday at the moment, but it is Monday, and I've been getting a lot of calls this morning, so that always, it always changes, so that's a good thing. I didn't want to talk about much today. Just wanted to check in with you guys. I did want to share something with you. I had a question, and this is on my Instagram page. Somebody asked me, because they watched the channel, and they asked me, did you have to do a lot of repairs on the initial vans when you first got them? And I've said this in probably other videos as well. But one thing appliance repair has taught me, especially working for another company, it's taught me a lot about working on my own vehicles. From changing brakes, changing starters. Sorry about that. It's safety, especially safety. But changing starters, changing oil, flushing out cooling systems, like just minor stuff. Working for an appliance repair company, I've learned all that. So when I got on my own, it just propelled me to do things on my own, because that's how we save money. Why send it to another place when you can do it in-house, especially if you have the text to it. I understand if you're a busy company, you got guys out there running, you don't need one of your guys down fixing a van, and you can just go send it somewhere else to go fix it. Makes sense, but we were a small company. It was only about 3-4 guys. It wasn't a lot of people. At certain points, it was only 2 guys. At certain points, it was only me at one point, and then we had not for long, but that's when you're working for a small company and you don't have a lot of reliable people. Sometimes it's like that. So that's why there were times when I was doing 10-12 jobs a day on my own, and those were long nights. So, but yeah, that's what I learned a lot of my mechanic abilities, because technically you are a mechanic, you're just working on appliances, it's not like you're an appliance mechanic or anything. So it does go hand in hand with anything that you can fix. I do stuff around my own house, and once you have a mindset to be, an ingenuitive mindset, you can pretty much do anything. That's why I said if you're inclined to use your hands, then this trade it'll be good for you, but you have to want to seek knowledge and do certain things, and that's why I always stress that. My last video I stressed that. But yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about too was I don't want to say downtimes, because that's the whole point of signing up with a lot of warranty companies and building up your COD. You won't have much downtime. When you do have downtime, though, meaning like if it's a slow week, you got a couple jobs here and there, or you're just picking up COD jobs every day as you go, and you're not booked out to a certain extent, those are the weeks where I take advantage of doing a lot of inventory, building up my inventory as far as making sure things that I didn't order get ordered. Like today I just had to replace 2 belts that I know I used 2 of them, and I just had to get some, just in case, because you'll never know, you'll run into them and then boom, you don't have it. So, which you should always do. I always do it, but I just take more time to look into it, make sure everything is right, make sure I keep track of how, like my oil changes. I do my own oil changes, so I usually do them every 5,000 miles. When I had conventional oil in my other vans, I was doing them every 3,000 miles. So this is synthetic. I might just stretch it out to 5, 6. The first time I did 7, because I didn't have time. So I told myself I'll just make sure I do it every 5,000 miles. I'm in South Florida, so that too, I put a little heavier weight, because it's always hot. It's usually always hot, so I put a little heavier weight so I don't burn through oil as fast. Check my oil I haven't been every day lately, but it every other day, or at least twice, 3 times a week. So make sure I check my water and oil. You don't want to be stuck out here. I mean, a flat tire you can't really help, but anything under the hood, you want to check those things. Last time I changed the oil, I did change the air filter as well. I have to look into when I want to get a tune-up, and just want to keep things running smoothly, so I can have longevity with this van. That's one thing I realized, that the better you take care of it in the beginning, the more you'll make use out of it. Because if you're doing a couple 100 miles a day, I mean, it adds up. I mean, I got this van in April, beginning of April, let's just say. And right now it's September, and like I said, now it's been about 11,000 miles. So, a lot of driving you're going to be doing when you're doing this appliance repair. And that's planning my route accordingly. Like, I don't zip up and down, left and right, here and there. I've been doing this too long that'll take up your whole day. Like, just driving will take up your whole day if you don't plan your route accordingly. Now, if you're working for a company, I'm pretty sure they have the route planned out, because they're going to want to be efficient with gas and stuff like that. But sometimes when you're working for a company, it's not even about efficiency. They want to catch the job. I remember going back down to a place, he's like, don't worry about it, it's got to gas up again. That's how it goes. So, that $20, $25 a day thing is real for some people. Some people might only do 10, 15, depending if you don't, 20-mile radius, 10-mile, I don't know what you might do in your area. But, me, I do 30 to 40 miles, and 20 to $25 a day works for me. And, that's just how it goes. I want to appreciate all the new subscribers. Again, I'm getting a lot, here and there, and I appreciate, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, when I started watching YouTube about appliance repair, there wasn't that much people. There's a lot of how-tos and people showing what they've done, but just not a video on just, service guys doing their thing daily and talking about daily stuff and the stuff we have to go through. This morning I had to take back a part that was $321, which I was fine, because it was a user interface for a stove, but the customer opted out to replace it. He just wanted to replace it. Actually, the job was set up for tomorrow. I had ordered the part and had it ready to go, because he already told me, I already looked at it, kind of. I worked on something else in his house through warranty, and I looked at it real quick and knew what it was, so I got it ordered. Then he decided that, or I think his wife decided he wanted a new one. So it was a $60 core charge on the part, so that's what made it so much. And yeah, I was selling him the part for the retail, which was $415 or something like that. So minus that core charge, the part would have cost me $260, and then I charged him like $120 for $100 for labor, because I figured since how the part was marked up, it's gonna take me not even a half hour to do it. I'll just take the markup and add a little labor. And I don't want to beat people's head too much, but that's a good job. It's expensive. It is a over $2,000 unit, so you gotta charge accordingly for that. And that's why I tell people to get the Blue Book, but it's kind of like, if you're running your own business and you have your own overhead, and you're not, you can kind of adjust things. You don't want to just stick to the Blue Book, stick to that, because there's certain situations where certain areas you're in, certain machines, you don't want to overcharge for, you want to stay close to it. What the actual average is and what it's supposed to be. But if it's $20 less, or if it's $50 less, it's not that bad, depending on how old the unit is, how the people are. Now, I don't like to haggle prices at all. This is what's gonna be the price, and that's it. But sometimes I look out for people depending on the situation. So I have done it. I went to a lady's house the other day. My service charge is $85, but I felt so bad for him. I just took $10 off and made him pay $75, because they weren't gonna get the fridge fixed anyway. they're not going to want to replace it. They're just going to get a new one. And a lot of times when it's you run into situations like that where you have a leak, I always tell people, look, this is what it is. This is what can be done. I can have somebody come and replace it and not charge them another service charge just to work, because I'll do it. If it really needs a compressor, I'll take that. I'll call my buddy up and say, hey, it needs this compressor. What are you going to charge minus the service charge or minus this much? And I'll give the customer the price. And if they want to do it, we can get it done, or and get it done. But like I said, it doesn't happen that often. I mean, I don't get compressors that fail that much in my area. That's just, or I just don't run into them. Other companies get work too, so that's how that goes. Some people charge hourly, because she told me when she was calling around, and what made her choose me, because we had a flat diagnostic fee. A lot of places she called around were telling her $125 for the first half hour. Somebody else told her $189 for the first hour. So it's just, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. And am I undercharging? I don't want to say I'm undercharging, because once I get the job done, I charge accordingly for my labor and what the job is worth. So no, I don't want to say that. So I want to stress those things. And a lot of times you got to just do your research and watch all the videos you can on YouTube, pick up all the information you can, and if you really want to do this, you'll get it done. Like I said, when I first started, there wasn't that much videos on YouTube of guys just explaining how their business work, what they use in their business, how to run calls, and just certain things like that. Like I said, when I started, there was only like City Boys. Then I started watching TMM. Then I started watching TK, the Appliance guy. Those are the only like notable ones that I remember when I first started my business. Now, when I first started, there was only like City Boys. That's where I got a lot of my information from. And then you see random videos here and there about like the Cornerstone appliance. It tells you how much you can make, and the appliance repair training. But my whole thing is, when it comes to training, I do think you need a starting point to somewhere. If you're not gonna work on your own appliances and go on YouTube and kind of learn yourself, if you're mechanically inclined, then I would say go to some school. Right now the only one I see that I would say go to is the Appliance Boot Camp, because a lot of people are he's getting results. So, and for what he's teaching, what he's explaining to the guys, I agree with him on starting with third-party warranty companies, because honestly, if you go out there and you don't do what you're supposed to do, they'll just get it reassigned to somebody else who can, but at least you tried and you got some training. So, but yeah, you don't want to kind of have that mindset, because you don't want to waste the customer's time and your time, and you want to get paid. So you want to make sure you go out there and do it right. And I try to help as much people I can when I can, give them all the information. But I always stress, I'm not the best tech in the world. I just have experience and know what I work on, and know to the point where if there's a lot of things I still don't, work on, not say work on, but haven't ran into, and I might not know how to fix it at all. But now I'm starting to learn. You meet a good group of guys, and you connect, and you do. Once you want everybody to win, that's a good thing. Especially in this field, it's like there's not much of us out here that really focus on making sure we do the best we can, or making sure we get the right information, or making sure we go back and correct anything we did wrong. And that's the thing, going back to recalls is what I stress to people, because I feel like that's what customers rate you on as well. They rate you on your first impression when you get there, but they rate you on too, man. That guy, if he didn't get it right, but he's always going to come back and make sure it's right. A lot of customers don't experience that from me, because I get a lot of first call completions, but I get some recalls too, and it's not like I get a lot, but there's certain spurts in the year, in a certain time of year, I'm like, dang it, this week I got 3 recalls. It might be a week I have no recalls, but you know, that's just how it goes. You know, this field is very interesting. It's very vast. There's a lot to work on. You know, you can do the commercial route or the residential route. And then you can work for a parts store if you want to. You can, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do, but I would always, you know, promote going out there, doing it on your own, being free of on somebody else's schedule. But like I said, when I was working for a company, my company was a little different. He gave me a lot of freedom to do what I wanted to do, as far as, you know, adding in jobs, going my route this way this week, you know, certain things like that. I didn't have a bad, you know, experience or a bad boss. You know, I had a great experience learning, and that's why I feel like this is what I love to do. And I really like to say, I'm like, if you're blessed to find something you love to do, stick with it. And that's what kind of happened to me. I love to fix appliances, and then now I can have my own business and make money doing it. Man, you can't tell me nothing. This is it. So now I just have to focus on balancing out the paperwork and making sure, you know, finances is right, putting certain money up for taxes, and learn the business side. Same thing I kind of stress every video, and I kind of do that for myself too, to make sure I remind myself to learn all I can on the business side. And because, you know, if you watch Appliance Bootcamp channel, you know, I want to start eventually hire people, but that's a whole nother aspect. That's a whole nother thing. You know, learning how to fix is a whole nother thing as well. But, you know, once you're hiring, and, you know, you have to set policies and procedures on certain things, because when I was working for another company, like I said, he didn't have the best policies, I would say, and I kind of learned from that. I saw that, and I'm like, no, I can't run my business like this. I have to run it like this, and so there's certain things I picked up from working for somebody else. Certain things I liked, certain things I didn't like, but overall it was a great experience. It wasn't like, I'm not nitpicking or like it was certain things that he could have did this way to make things run smoother. But, you know, sometimes when you're working with older guys, I mean, he's probably up in the 60s now, but older guys, it's like, you know, they kind of stuck in their ways, and it is what it is. When you have this new stuff and new technology, I mean, he's starting to get with it now, even more so with me, with having a call service. I just feel like having my wife do it is so much better. And since, you know, she is my wife and she wants us to win, it's more like, okay, hey, what are you doing? You know, you didn't call that customer before you went there. I'm like, she told me you shouldn't be there, but I'm like, you know, it's this little thing she'll be up on me on, because she knows she wants me to win. You know, I don't have any no call, no shows. I try to not have any of those, but there's certain times like customers won't check their voicemail. Then they say you didn't call them. You know, that happens. That's gonna happen to you. Trust me. So I make it a habit of calling twice. I call twice. If I don't get them, sometimes I text them. But, you know, you don't know if you're calling a landline or not. So it's like some people have different mindsets. Like, you shouldn't have to do all that to get to customers. They should expect you coming. But, you know, I've been in this so long, it's just like, and then customers will check their voice. Oh, I didn't notice that was you, or blah blah blah, and, you know, or like I did with last video, when I called the customer and I didn't get them, they were there. Funny thing is, the whole time it took me to get there, a whole half hour, they didn't even call me back to say, hey, we're home, you know, you can continue to come. So I just got there, they were there. That's just how it is. So I usually don't do that, especially on Saturdays, because Saturdays are, you know, I work half days. I try not to waste my time to go to a place if the customer is not going to be there. But they had a no pool issue, and they told, you know, like I said, they called late at night, and they said they were going to be there. So I went there, and they were there. But I always try to call, like this person I'm headed to now, I'm about 5 minutes away from. There, I called him, I didn't get him. I called him again, and I got him. And he told me he'll be there. So that's the thing. You got to make sure you call people twice sometimes. Some people, you know, send emails. Some people have call services to send out calls. I'm looking into some of that stuff now where I do get warranty calls in. It'll be good to have an automated service to call them and say, hey, you know, this is the time you're set up for, or you call to set up an appointment. I think that was pretty cool. I saw that on over there, Mike Sneed on Appliance Bootcamp. That was pretty cool. So, like me, I'm a student of this game, so I'm always gonna seek knowledge. I'm always gonna watch other people's videos. I might learn. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till TMM gets his channel back started, so I can have some stuff to watch. You know, about appliance repair. I like watching stuff about appliance repair. Anything that can better myself or my business, I'll be into it. You know, just to learn. That's just the whole point. You gotta want to learn constantly. You know, when you're running into stuff. I remember the other day I went on a set of Manna dishwasher. I got there, it's caloric. Now it is a Manna made it, but I didn't know, you know, that it's his old unit. It needed a motor, and the actual GE motors fit those. So, you know, they didn't want to fix it though. I mean, it was like almost 30 years old. And you'll still see that working for warranty companies. You know, a lot of people buy houses with the original units in it, use it for a couple months, then they go bad. You know, a lot of times they'll go to buyout to get replaced, but sometimes they want to fix these things, especially if the part is available. And you got to know, you have to have just the inclination to know how to take it apart, because if you go to school, any class, you might not have worked on that unit. And I can guarantee anybody that goes to any school, you're gonna run into something you haven't worked on, and you're not always gonna have somebody you can call or even have a diagram to look up to do it. You gotta just use your brain, figure it out. And I always say, go back to the basics. Go back to the basics. How does a dishwasher work? How does a dryer work? How does a washer work? Then when you do that, you can kind of trace what you need to do. You know, there's plenty of times where I found fixed things like, oh, it was this, and I should have, you know, from the beginning, but it didn't work out like that. But all right, so sorry I rambled a lot today. Didn't want to make it this long, but like I said, appreciate you guys watching in. Yeah, it's a nice sunny day. No real residual from that storm. Nothing really happened, so that was a blessing. Shout out to the people in North Carolina. Hopefully they're all good up there who had some issues with the storm. Been really busy lately. Haven't been watching much on it to keep up with it, but we'll see. All right, guys, you take it easy. I'll be back with the next one.